everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. So I'm coming to you with a project that I want to do, which is going to be basically an envelope happy mail. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want to use a kit, a freebie kit that we've been given in the Facebook group Tatty, Treasure and Friends. It is linked below in case you want to come check us out. And the kit is designed by Nanine from Collage Type. So I'll just give you a quick preview. So the kit comes with a couple of backing pages. So there's this beautiful sort of like vintagey looking one. There's this page here which has this sort of harlequin print on it, and this holly and leaf print. I have printed multiple of the sheets. And then it also comes with some elements. So we've got some pockets, and we've got some tags and labels and little, fussy cuts. So I've printed the elements onto white card as well as some on linen paper, and the linen paper comes out really, really bright. I really wanted to pick out the red. And then, I'll use some other things as well, like this this red scrapbook paper that I've got, just to bring out some of the red of the kit. So this is a freebie kit that you can get for being a member of the Facebook group that I mentioned. This freebie actually goes with Nanine's Winter Botanical journal kit, which she has on Etsy. She's Collage Type on Etsy. I just want to make something with this. So I want to make an envelope happy mail, for Christmas. And this video is going to be inspired by Crafty Junk Journals. I'll link her video down below in case you haven't seen it yet. She made something along this lines, but obviously I'm going to have my own spin on it. So what I'm going to have is I want to have these series of envelopes where this will be a pocket here for a journal card, and then we'll have an extra pocket on it. This will be a pocket for a little notebook to come out of, and then the back envelope will have a top loading pocket for a large journal card, and I'm going to try and get some writing space in here as well. So it's going to be like this little folio happy mail thing, and I'm going to use the freebie kit to do it, as well as a few of my own things as we go. So I kind of have a plan, but not a fully fledged plan. So we're just going to see how we go, and fingers crossed I give you something that will give you some ideas for some happy mails, or some pen pal mail, or something gifty, or even just something that you could slip into a journal. So yeah, hopefully you will see something that you like today. So I'm just going to hit pause, get myself organised, and then we'll get cracking with the next step. Alright, so the first thing that I want to do is get my envelopes matted, just the fronts of them. So I'm going to have a decorative front cover, because I want this to be a folio, so I want it to be really decorative. So I'm just going to do the inside of this envelope to start with. So I am going to back this one, I think, with this brown grungy sheet. Because I'd quite like this to be in writing space, and this is light enough for some writing, but I might also pop a pocket on there. I haven't quite decided yet. So for this one, I want to obviously keep this envelope as a pocket, so I'm sure you've seen lots of people do this. I'm going to follow, oops, glue's gone a bit gunky, so I'm going to follow the line of the crease. Oh, no, my glue has gunked up again. Okay. There we go. So I'm just going to follow the line. It's a bit messy, but we'll tidy it up. I'm getting glue everywhere. No matter. So I'm doing it this way just to keep that envelope as a pocket. And obviously I'm being very careful not to go over the lip of the pocket. As I say, you've probably seen plenty of people do this before, but just in case. And then I'm just going to fill in with the collal, just because it's quick. So I don't know if I mentioned, this is for a challenge that we're doing in the Facebook group. It's for Yeah, it's for a challenge in November and December, which is to make something with the kit. Anything that you like. It doesn't have to be anything in particular, just whatever you want to make. So this is what I want to make. So I'm just going to map that down, and I want to make sure I'm not affecting the flap. Now it is a bit messy with that glue, so I'm just going to wipe that off a bit. You won't see the flap, of course, or anything like that, so it will be fine. So I just want to see. It's my first crafting of the day, so I'm probably a little bit rusty this morning, so please bear with me. I'm sure my brain will kick into gear soon. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to cut that down. So I've changed the angle of my camera recently, and I'm not sure if it's the best angle. So we'll just have to see how it goes. If I have to adjust that, then I will. I'm just trying to, as best I can, keep an eye on what you can see. Hopefully you can see okay. Right, there we go. So we have this, which will flip out. So because I get confused with envelope flip outs actually, so I want to keep checking that that's how I want to have it. Cool. So yeah, I had a bit of glue seepage, so might have to put something down there. No matter, I want to keep the mistakes in so you can see how I rectify things. No, just going to bring that down a bit. There we go. Yeah, so I might put some lace or maybe some washi or something. I'm sure there'll be something we can do. So, as you can see there, my pocket is still a pocket. You know, the envelope is still an envelope, so we can slide a journal card in and out of there. But yeah, I need to pop that one to one side and just let my glue dry a bit. Right, so this side, what do we want to do here? So yeah, if I didn't say, this isn't really a tutorial, it's a craft with me, so we're just making it up as we go along really. Right, what do I want to have there? So this is going to be on the back there. So I don't want those to be the same, but I do want that to be the same. So we'll do that first, just so they match when we open the sheet out. Now thinking about it actually, I'll tell you what I should have done. I'm just thinking about it. I should have matted this envelope with this side of the paper so that when you open it out, I wanted it to be like that. But of course now I can't turn it around the other way. No matter, we'll figure it out. We will just cover up the mistakes. It's no biggie. If I go there, then you can't see, so that's fine. Yes. So this one again will flip out that way. Okay, perfect. Right, I know what I'm doing now. Waiting for the brain to kick into gear. Okay, so we're going to map this like a keeping the pocket again, like before. So go along here, be a little bit neater with the glue this time. So yeah, I just wanted to pop on really and, you know, try this out on camera. I saw, yeah, as I say, I saw the video on Crafty Junk Journals. She was doing this for her A to Z of Christmas craft collaboration, and her letter was I for inspiration actually. So yeah, she's inspired me to give this a go. And as I say, it just seemed to work well for the challenge. So right, let's pop that on. Alright, let's see where we're at. Cool. Yeah, so I hope you can see okay. As I say, I've changed my camera setup. I was doing a video about tassels. I was making tassels and I was worried that I lifted the camera up because I was worried that, you know, I wanted you to be able to see. But of course now I'm thinking it doesn't quite fit with how I had my camera before, so hopefully you can see okay. Right. And here I started to ink my envelope, and then I realised that I actually don't know if I want them to be inked or not, so I sort of stopped, and then I thought I probably will ink, but I'm just not sure exactly. So there we go, that's not so bad. Oops, just get some more glue there. That's not so bad. So there's a little bit of writing, but not like huge great big letters or anything, so it doesn't look like, hopefully that will look fine all together. As I say, I don't have a prototype for this, so I'm just going with what I kind of want to do. And I thought, you know what, let's let's take you along for the ride with me, and hopefully you might see something that you like. Okay, so that's what we're going to have. So this will be decorative front side, that will be writing space or a pocket, that will be matted with something else, that will be writing space / pocket, and then we're going to do something with the back here. So I want to do this side of the envelope now on here. So I'm going to back this with some of the Harlequin paper, is what I'm thinking. So let's just see. Obviously this side will be with this one, so I just want to check what do we want next to it. We could have some of the holly, or we could have the tree, which will be about cut to about there, or we could move it down and get this section in. Yeah, I think I might go for this side of the paper. And then we're just going to mat that straight down, so I'm going to use the Kalau, keep it nice and quick. So thanks very much for joining me. As I say, this is just a little craft with me kind of session. I don't know if I'll be able to get the whole thing done in one video. We'll just see how we go. If I have to do a part 2, then then you know, you can hopefully join me for that if you like, but you don't have to. Alright, so there we go. So I just want to check, this is the, check that I'm not gluing my paper. That'll be covered up with the pockets, it's alright. Yep, so that's that one. Right, thinking brain on. There we go. Right, so I'm just trimming with my scissors first of all. I might need to trim up with my trimmer afterwards, just because, yeah, my my cutting skills are not the best. I think someone suggested in the comments to get, you know, the Tim Holtz scissors. Try and go for something, I guess, go for a sharper pair of scissors, because that's probably half my problem. Alright, and just check we are still a pocket. Yep. Still a pocket. Fab. Okay, right. So that's the back there. That one will sit in here. This is going to have the booklet in this side. And this one will have a journal card. Cool. So you get this slither of green down the side. And then we'll have that. And we'll have that. Okay, so that's cool. So, get some more glue in there. Okay. So what we're going to do next, I'm not sure what I'm going to have on that back piece. I wonder whether to have the rest of this, because I kind of like that you can see all the different papers. So we'll do that next. And I'm thinking, actually, I might do this and then have like a flip-up notebook type of thing. I think that's what we might do. So we'll just tear that bit off. I'll use all of these scraps in something. So I'm just going to mat that straight down, and then that will be that one covered up. So yeah, I appreciate this is probably a bit boring at the moment, just watching me cover envelopes, mat envelopes, but you can, you know, feel free to skip ahead, fast forward, etc. Just double check that that is, yep. So we're having a top pocket in this one, and I quite like that stamp, but I like the holly as well. So what can we get in? We can get some of it. So I'm going to go with the stamp, I think about there. Just trying to get the sort of the best of that sheet of paper really. Okay. As I say, you'll hardly see this bit anyway. It'll be covered up with the little notebook thing, booklet thing. Yeah, because I kind of want this to be, you know, gifty, happy mail type of item, but also something that the person I'm sending to, if they want to put it in their journal, they can, for interesting writing space and pocket space. Because, you know, I'm going to put in the journal cards and the little notebook and things, but, you know, they might want to, oops, they might want to put something else in the pockets. So let's do that. Alright. Okay, cool. So just put those to one side. Some of those bits I can use. Okay, cool. So let me just check. Cool. I sliced through my pocket there, so I'm just going to glue that bit down. And there we go. It will be matted on the back anyway, so it'll be nice and sturdy when we come to actually do the thing. Right. Okay, so we have got this one as this side, and we've got this one on this side. I have to keep building it up because I need to keep reminding myself which way round everything goes. Just going to move that up. There we go. Yeah, as I say, I've changed the camera angle, so sorry if you're not seeing some of this. I don't really know until I can look back on the video and see what you see. Okay, so that's what we have in the middle. Yeah, that camera angle is really not very good. Sorry if you just saw me just fiddling with it. I don't know if that's helped any. Hopefully it has, but yeah. Okay, right, moving on. So this is how we look at the moment with our envelopes matted. I don't want to do the cover yet. I think I want to have a bit more of a think about the cover. Because I know I want the bunny rabbit on the front from the, it was actually a tag. Where is it? I've got it here. Here we go. I want this bunny rabbit on the front, you know, this part of it, as a, you know, as the featured bit. But obviously I need to do some matting behind it to give, you know, give a red border and stuff like that. So gives the tag smaller than my envelope. Okay. Alright, so I just paused because I thought I would just get on and do all of the inking. So I've inked around all of the envelopes that I've matted so far, front and back, just to finish them off. So I want to get some notches into the pockets. So on this one I'm going to have a notch on the underside. So about there. That's not quite the middle, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. Now, thinking about it, you are going to see the white of the envelope underneath, which, I mean, it might be a problem, but we could always line them with something. Ooh, maybe some music sheet would be nice. Something like that. Okay, so we'll sort that out in a minute. And then on this side, again, I want to do a notch. I want to try and get it the same place, really. So it's basically where that lettering is, just there. It doesn't have to be exact, they're not going to be together or anything, it's just like to try to get them to match. Okay. Yeah, I think I will line the envelopes with something. As I say, music sheet probably would look kind of cool. So there you go, that will make that easier to get your cards in and out of. Oh, and then we want to do a notch on the top one as well. Alright, I'm just going to glue this envelope closed. We are going to mat it, but this one can just be closed at the back, so I'll just do that now whilst I'm thinking about it. So this makes a nice change from doing all of the Christmas crafting, actually. Now, do I want a notch in here? Because I'm going to have a flippy pad, which I imagine I would want to have about there. That looks strange. I'm not going to do a notch in that envelope just yet. I want to get the notepad in first, but then equally, if you don't have a notch, it doesn't become obvious that there's pockets, so I'm going to do a notch anyway. Oh, goodness me. I am an indecisive person, aren't I? I'm sure I'm not the only one. Right? Please tell me if you're indecisive too. Help a girl out. Okay. Cool. So that's that. Okay, so a little update. I decided to line the envelopes with music sheet, just because I didn't like that you could see the white of the envelope, because it doesn't really go with the whole sort of vintagey, grungy, green sort of feel. So yeah, I just lined them, and also it helps to strengthen the pockets a little bit as well. So I've done that on the 3 envelopes. So now I think we're ready to put it all together. And then we will embellish. I don't know if we'll get a chance to embellish on this video, or maybe I might need to do a part 2, just because I want to add some pockets and things. Obviously I need to do the notebook and stuff like that. So we basically just want to glue these flaps down onto the back side, and then we're going to cover this up with something else. So there's no real rhyme to reason for which way round they're going to flap. Because, you know, it's not going to affect anything, but we do want to make sure that they're level. So I'm going to go one at a time, because obviously I want to make sure. I'm going to do the decorated one first, just as a guide. So I want it about there. Okay, I'm going to use the Kalal again, just because it's nice and quick. Just turn that around so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, and then we're just going to glue this flap down. Okay. Oops. Make sure that is where we want it to be. So just check on the other side. So I think I want it up. Yeah, that's fine. And then just check we can still open. Okay. There we go. I do love a flip. I find them so fun just to flip out like that. Okay, and then we want to do the other envelope. So again, I want this to be lined up. Okay. Fab. And then want to do the same again. Oops. Getting stuck to the glue of the envelope then. Okay. And just again make sure, oops, moved it. I moved it. There we go. Okay. Just want to make sure we're all level and as close in as we can get it without affecting the flippy part. There we go. Just make sure we're level. Yep, that's fine. There we go. Alright. We obviously need to do the front cover as well, but I want to have a little bit of a think about that. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm going to cover the back. I'll probably just cover it with some scrapbook paper or something. So, I'm not sure how we're doing for time. Obviously I've stopped the video a few times, so I'm not too sure, but I'm going to pause for some lunch anyway. I'm starving. So I'll have a little look, and if I need to do a part 2 we will. Alright, I've had my lunch. I was just having a bit of a play around with how I wanted the cover to look. So I knew that I wanted this bunny rabbit on the front. So this is actually from a tag in the kit. This tag, which I basically just chopped across the top there. So you've just got this part at the bottom and just the bunny rabbit and the tree. And I rounded the corners, and I'm going to use this with some scrapbook papers. Now these scrapbook papers actually come from the same kit, you know, same kit. They came from the same paper pad. It's the same piece of paper. So it's, you know, I've just turned them around. So I liked the gold edging, I liked the red to bring in some of those berries, and I really like how that looks on the front with all of the gold, the red, the white, the green, because you can see the green here as well. I kind of like how that looks. Now I think I want to do some stitching. I was inspired by this jag that I made in the A to Z of Christmas collaboration videos, where I quite like the stitching around the edge. So I think I probably will do that for this one. So I'll do that shortly, and then we can get those stuck down onto the envelope. And I had a little think about what I want to do inside. So I'm just going to move those out of the way, so I'll do those in a minute. Okay, I had a little think, and I think I want to have these pockets. These are from the freebie kit. I think I want to have them like this. I don't know what I'm going to put in them yet, because the tags are too big, and I think I want to make something a little bit smaller to go inside, or cut the tags down. So I'll do the pockets first of all. Now I've cut off the gusseted part, only because I don't want them to be, I don't want this thing to be too bulky, you know, because it is a folio, it is an insert, so I just think having the gussets on, it might make them a little bit too bulky. It does mean that the pockets will be a little bit smaller, but that's not the end of the world really. So because of that, and I'm hoping my glue hasn't clogged up during my lunch break, there we go. So I'm just going to try to stay close to that edge as best I can. Tell you what, as soon as you tell yourself to do it in a straight line, you go all wibbly wobbly, don't you? Okay, now I'm just going to come in slightly from the edge, just because I don't want that pocket to get in the way of the, you know, the flip. So I think if I come in a little bit, it gives it a nice finish as well, I think, personally. So just pop that there, and I'll leave that to dry. So yeah, I want to do stitching for the front cover panels. Obviously I'll do that quickly off camera, and then we can get those stuck down on the front. And then I had a little think about the back. Now on the very back of this whole folio, originally I was just going to cover up, you know, the flaps of the envelopes, but then I started to think, well actually if we put something like scrapbook paper on the back, could we put another pocket on the very back piece? Because this is Happy Mail after all, so I think it will be okay to, you know, to have extra pockets. So that's what I'm thinking. Alright, so those are in. Cool. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pause, and I'm going to get these bits stitched, and then I'm going to sort the notebook in the middle as well. So I'm just going to have like a waterfall effect notebook, and it'll be very clear when I've done it, so I'll show you that. So I'm just going to hit pause, going to go off and do those stitching, and then I'll come back and we'll carry on with this little guy. Okay, so I've stitched those couple of pieces. So I've got this little like scrappy sort of waterfall notebooky booklet thing that I've just stitched with some red thread, and then I've inked all around, just because I think that looks really quite interesting on the page. So I'm going to just glue this straight into the back with Fabri-Tac, really just to keep those threads in place. I could have probably stitched the whole way through the folio, because I haven't done the back yet, but I just thought this would be easiest, personally. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in there. Cute. You still see the red of that postage stamp. Okay, so then you'll get all these little bits that you can lift up and ride on, and then you can still, just need to leave that to dry a bit, but you can still see the paper underneath, so might be able to do something else with that. We'll have a think. Basically, I just want to try and get as much done today as I can. I'm just going to add a little bit more glue there. And then, you know, embellishments and things we might have to do as a part 2. I'm just conscious of time. Okay, cute. And then I've also stitched the front. So I've gone around the rabbit with red thread, just straight stitch. And then I've gone around the red with white thread. God, that was a mouthful. I didn't bother stitching the gold foil paper. Really, I don't know why. Looking at it now, I'm thinking maybe I should have stitched it. But I think because it was such a small border, and then the focal point more is in the middle. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to stick it down before I change my mind. This project was only supposed to be quick, and I feel like it's taken me ages, but I am liking how it's turning out. So I'm using the Fabri-Tac again, partly because this is a thick piece, but also because I've got that stitching, which just adds an extra layer of awkwardness when you're gluing. So if I use the Fabri-Tac, then I know it's definitely going to be down. Right, now I'm just going to fold this over this way, because I don't trust myself with my gluing skills, so at least this way we want to make sure we're not gluing it on a bit that we're not supposed to. So let's see. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not going to be absolutely perfect. There we go. Right, I think that's in the place it's supposed to be. Just want to double check it's not going to get in the way of my flippy flap. Okay, so I hope you're liking how it's turning out so far. As I say, I didn't really set out with a concrete plan. I had an idea of what I wanted, but I didn't really know. I'm liking how it's turning out so far. Yeah, really liking it. Okay, and I wanted to do an eyelet. Where did I do it? I'm thinking I'm going to have a gold eyelet as my closure, and I'm thinking I'll have some kind of tie, ribbon, sari silk. I'm not sure what I have. I haven't looked yet, but something like that I think would look kind of cool, just to tie it all together. I mean, it's laying flat. You know, I know we haven't fully embellished it yet. It is laying, you know, nice and flat, but I just feel like that might just finish it off nicely. So pressure's on. Just going to pop the eyelet through. Now, thinking about it, oh, I should have probably, oh no, that'll be fine, just as long as I don't go through, yeah, if I just go through that part, that will be fine. It might affect the pocket slightly, you know, in terms of putting things in and out of it, but it's only going to be a journal card, so I'm just going to do it before I change my mind. Okay, now I'm sorry if you won't be able to see this. I'm gonna, because I have to be so careful, I'm just going to simply do it where I can see. So if I come off camera slightly, I'm very sorry. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that in actually. I'll do it the other way. Oh, the pressure. Okay. Right, where do I want it to be? About here. Oh, this is an awkward angle. Okay. I think I can't quite see, to be honest. Alright. I'm going for it. Okay. Good, we haven't got through the stitching. Again, I'm very sorry if you couldn't see any of that. And then, yeah, I think gold eyelet right there, I think that will look cute. Hopefully I can get this in the pocket. I've probably done the usual. I've made life a lot harder for myself than it needed to be, but that's just what I'm like. Alright, we're in. Cool. Phew. Oh gosh, that was pressure. That was pressure and a half. Alright, let me just get that out of the way. Sorry if that's a really loud noise. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I mean, we're going to have some ribbon and stuff in there. Wow, that looks Christmassy, wintry, winter botanically. I think it does. Cool. So I think, to be honest, I'm going to leave it there for today. Apart from finding some ribbon. Let's just find some ribbon and then we can finish off for today, and then I'll come back and do the rest another day. Okay, so I found some red ribbon. I just think that that brings in some more of the Christmassy sort of colours. I don't know if this is the right ribbon, it's just, unfortunately, because I did all those tassels yesterday, that was the only red I had left. So I was just thinking I might do something. I've got these jingle bells and I can't resist them, I just love them, and I've got so many I need to use. So I'm just wondering whether to have a couple of those hanging from the ribbon. I don't know, just for, I don't know. What do we think? I don't think the silver is bright. I've also got a bulb pen. But I think that would hang down too much in front of the rabbit. Oh, fancy that. So yesterday in my tassel video, well, for me it was yesterday, I don't know what day it will be for you, but I was saying that the silver bells had bells in and the white ones didn't. The white ones do, it's just unfortunately some of them didn't yesterday. So I think I'm just going to thread that single white one through. Again, as I say, I think this is just placeholder ribbon because I think I need a slightly longer piece, and I think I need a better quality ribbon. So I'll see if I can maybe get some online, because I think I'll probably save this piece for next year, you know, to use it in something Christmassy. Sorry, I just had to pause because I felt like I was going to be faffing with that bell for a while, and I was. But I eventually got it in, so we're in there, jingling jangling with the gold jump ring. So I think that's all we've got time for today. Again, I sound like a newscaster or something. But yeah, I'll call that part one, and then hopefully it's part one. I don't know. I'll have to see when we actually, you know, look at the video. But if I... Oh, just thinking about it, that's going to affect being able to open it, isn't it? I don't know. I might have to rethink the jump ring. I'll have a think about that. I mean, I could open it. It was just a bit of a faff. So yeah, maybe not the smartest idea, even if it did look lovely. So yeah, I think. So next time, what do we need to do? So we need to obviously make the journal card. we need to do the notebook. So this is an A6 greeting card that actually came with one of the envelopes, so I thought we could turn that into a little notebook, almost as like a coordinating set or something. I still need to figure out how exactly I'm going to do that. Obviously we need to fill these pockets. Think about the back there, whether that needs anything. Here I might add something here, a pocket, could be a pocket, another one. And then I want to think about the back. Obviously the back needs covering, and I was thinking if we were to cover that and add a pocket, because it's still not incredibly bulky. I know we haven't added the journal card yet, and the notebook will bulk it out a little bit. Oh, and also we've got the pocket in the back, haven't we? Oh, I forgot about that one. We've got a pocket here as well. I haven't glued it shut. A really deep pocket, so yeah, we need to make a journal card for that as well. Wow, okay, yeah. We will, yeah, we'll definitely do a part 2 then. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm sorry it was a bit bitty. You know, I had to keep pausing and stuff, but it was just a case of I wasn't sure really how much I was going to get done in one video, and I didn't want it to run on for too long, because this is supposed to be just like a little side project, you know, just a bit of happy mail. But yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that, and as always, thanks so much for joining me, and I will sit here for the next 5 minutes yet again faffing with my bow, and yeah, we'll come back and do the rest later. Speak soon.